everyone, and welcome to another wonderful, lovely lesson on math. So this time, guys, this week is going to be focusing on multiplying polynomials. And I know you're thinking, whoa, Mr. Porter, weren't we just talking about graphing polynomials? Why are we dealing with multiplying polynomials? So why don't I go ahead and show you guys what's going on here. First off, when we talk about graphing parabolas, which are quadratic functions, which have polynomials inside of them, we typically care about these 2 points or 1 point or 0 points the most, the roots. They're x-intercepts. But there's another word for these x-intercepts and these roots, and they're sometimes called zeros. And even more sometimes they're called solutions. Now, there's actually a lot of different ways that we could find these points right here, these roots or these zeros or these solutions. And we're going to actually be focusing on the different ways we could figure out what exactly are the x values where the parabola hits the x-axis. Now, what we're practicing today is not going to be directly telling us how to do this, but it will lead up to a technique that we could use to actually find these x-intercepts if we had the equations and not the graphs. All right, so we're going to be talking about multiplying polynomials to find those points. And one of those techniques is hopefully something you have learned in the past called FOIL. FOIL stands for first, outside, inside, last. And how that works is if you have two polynomials right next to each other, two things, two terms separated by addition or subtraction, two terms separated by addition or subtraction, and we're multiplying them. To actually multiply everything together, not only do we multiply the first two terms and the last terms, but you also must do the combination of the outside and inside. So pretty much you have to do every single combination to find out what they multiply to get. So to show you an example of this, why don't we use this right here, 5x minus 2 times x plus 7. If you're wondering how do we know it's multiplication, it's because nothing is in between those parentheses. So this first video is going to be about FOIL, and I'll show you a second video later about another way you can multiply. So remember, FOIL stands for first, outside, inside, last. Let's start with first. First is the first two terms. So I'm going to take 5x and x and multiply them together. 5x times x is 5x squared because there are two x's right here. X times x is x squared. So remember, FOIL. F is for first. O is for outside. You see these outside terms, 5x and 7? I'm going to multiply 5x times 7, and that's going to give me 35x. All right, after that, first, outside, F, O, I is for inside. These two right here, -2 and x. So I do -2 times x, which gives me -2x. You see how this is keeping everything nice and organized for we have to multiply? So we did F, O, I, and then we're going to do L. L stands for last. So here's the last one, -2 and 7. I don't know why this one's not lighting up, guys, but it's -2 and 7, right? So -2 times 7 ends up being -14. So now we have all these results. So what we're going to do is we're going to put them in a row, combine them with subtraction if they're negative, or addition if they're positive. And the last thing you have to ask yourself is this: are there any like terms? And in this case, I see an x and a normal x. We can't combine with x squared, right? That's an exponent. We can't combine that, but we can combine 35x and -2x. So 35 minus 2 is 33. So our final answer is right here, 5x squared plus 33x minus 14. I'm going to go ahead and try a second example, okay? Let's do example number 2. Same method of FOIL, where I'm going to focus on, remember, FOIL stands for first, outside, inside, last. So I'm like, okay, what are the first two terms here? 10x plus 3 times 2x minus 9. Well, the first terms are 10x and 2x, right? Typically, it's going to be an x and x. So 10x times 2x, 10 times 2 is 20, but because there's two x's, it's going to be 20x squared. Now, we do first is for F, O is for outside. So we do 10x times -9. 10 times -9 is -90. There we go. That's our outside right there. Next, I, which is for inside. And that's for our two inside ones. I don't know why the coloring is just not working today. That's kind of weird. Anyways, 3 times 2x, those are the inside ones. 3 times 2x is 6x, okay. And then we do last, which is -9 and this 3 right here. 3 times -9 is -27. And there we go. Now we have all these terms. Let's put them together like this, like usual. 20x squared minus 90x plus 6x minus 27. But remember, we have to look at the like terms. And in this case, I see two like terms, -90x and a normal 6x. So I'm going to combine those together, and I'm going to get -84x. Now that we're done, we could say we've multiplied these two together to get this polynomial. Now we're done. The other video is going to show you guys another way to do this. I recommend taking a look at that and see if you like that one more than FOIL, because FOIL is really good when it's a 2 by 2, but not so much for more complicated situations. All right. Otherwise, make sure you guys do the homework, and you have a good day. Bye.